absolutely love.
A race of shape-shifting reptilian humanoids known as the Babylonian Brotherhood.
L-O-V-E.
From June 27th, it says, reptilians beware.
I tip my hat.
It says, by the way, they're blood-drinking lizards.
Yo, you're still here? I figured you would have ran off as soon as South by took off. I actually think last year was a little worse, but it's still a little overwhelming. By the way, some of y'all were asking me about the thumbnail on last week's video about the lizard people running to South by Southwest. That was a joke. I wasn't serious. There's no such thing as lizard people. Anyway, Rose Garden Funeral Party's playing up at Hotel Vegas, and Leah Lane's one of my best friends, so I'm gonna go check out that show if you want to come with me. Actually, yeah, why don't you come with me, and along the way, I'll show you some edits from some performances that I've already caught this week. But before we get going, I gotta tell you about this week's movie review. So we're doing movie reviews now, and basically I want everybody to be in on this, so they have to be movies that are free to stream. And this week, y'all voted for Sleepover. I think y'all voted for this one because y'all know how big of a Mean Girls fan I am and want to see me talk some shit on this one, and believe you me, shit talking is coming. Here it is right now, actually.
Hi, my name is Jada. I'm the bride, and my first one is Hanya's dad.
I think in a relationship, it's important to let your partner know which cartoon character you would bang, just so they know what you expect. Anyway, let's get to the movie review. So this week, y'all wanted me to review Sleepover from 2004. Not the new one from 2020. I don't know anything about that. I refuse to watch any movies past 2015. But what about this one? Was it like Mean Girls? Let's get into it. Well, I can tell you this much, the marketing team really wanted you to think it was like Mean Girls. Just look at the posters. But just because one movie is similar to another movie doesn't mean it's bad. So let's talk about the things I liked about it. So first and foremost, we gotta talk about the casting. It's got Carmen from Spy Kids, it's got Michael Scott, it's got Evan Peters, it's got a pretty killer cast. Evan Peters was by far the best part of the movie. If y'all want to know how I was before high school, that's how I was. In fact, I can look at him and his group of friends and just smell them. I know what they smell like. I want to add in one other connection I have to Evan Peters. Back when American Horror Story Cult came out, he played a character named Kai, and around that time I had, let's call it a vibe, and for a year after that, I got called Kai. Anyway, back to the movie. So we gotta talk about the soundtrack too. This soundtrack was way better than the Mean Girls soundtrack in my opinion. Although Mean Girls didn't have a bad soundtrack, it was mostly pop music that was kind of meant for everybody. But in the 2000s, pop punk and skater punk was actually really huge, and this movie kind of shows that. In fact, I was pretty impressed they got Alkaline Trio Carbon Copy's Alistair to play their little dance thing in the movie. Alright, we gotta talk about my favorite scene in the movie. So the kids have to get into the dance, but they don't have any tickets, so they have to convince the door lady to let her in. So then Carmen from Spy Kids tells the lady that she needs to be let into the dance, because if not, in a couple of years, she's gonna be just like that lady, a loser. And then the lady just like lets her in, and I think the next time a door guy at a concert gives me any kind of shit, I'm just gonna be like, hey man, you gotta let me in or I'm gonna be a loser just like you, and just kind of see how that goes. But all in all, it wasn't a bad movie. Very 2000s, but let's really answer the question you all want to know. What is a superior movie? Is it Sleepover or is it Mean Girls? And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, it's Jawbreaker. 1999 Rose McGowan can I want to thank you all for tuning in. Place your suggestions in the comments and we will have another review next week. Just make sure all your suggestions are free to stream. Thank you.
You are too stupid to...
You know, you bringing up the thumbnail and mentioning the lizard people kind of got me thinking. South by Southwest was taking money from Raytheon last year, and if anyone is lizard people, it's for sure those guys. Anyway, let me tell you about this edit we got coming up. So a couple episodes back, I included an edit of Night Rituals performing Take Me to the Crib at Cheer Up Charlie's, and I'm just gonna be honest, it looked like shit and it sounded like shit. But that wasn't Night Ritual's fault. It's because I was recording it with a cell phone. But it just so happens right before South by kicked off, I bought a big boy camera. And when I caught Night Rituals performing Take Me to the Crib at South by, I just knew I was going to have to include it in this episode. But first, we're going to have to break for this week's sponsor. It's me, I'm the sponsor. What's going on, y'all? This is Jacob with Secret Society of Goths, and I've spent the past half decade making content for bands from all over the world to help them grow their audiences organically. I never use AI and I never use bots, so if you're an artist trying to grow your audience, hit me up. Send me one message on Instagram and we will get a plan going for you.
Of the chief swearing in the department's pet bearded dragon. The department said the bearded dragon was able to sniff out illicit drugs more accurately than canines. The pictures went viral and people were wondering how a drug-sniffing lizard could do the job.
So let me tell you how lazy some of these South by promoters are. Earlier this morning, I was walking over to get a cup of coffee when I saw some kid passing out flyers. Well, it wasn't so much passing out flyers as it was walking around pissed off looking and dropping the flyers on the ground. You can even hear some of the people on the sidewalk saying, "Oh my God." And it's like, how are you expecting the people to come to your event if you aren't excited about it? But a few minutes later, I'll walk around the corner and that kid's been stopped by 3 cops, and those 3 cops are making him pick up all of those flyers, and I thought that was pretty glorious. Anyway, let's talk about this next edit. Next up, we got Flesh of Morning performing We Ride. They always got a really dark and mysterious vibe about them, and I really love it. And on this performance, they even got dancer MK Ultra to perform on stage with them. So here, check it out. But first, we got to talk about the top 5 on the Secret Society of Goth Spotify playlist. It's a pretty good one, so check out all these artists and make sure you add them to your playlist.
Lady Gaga just performed a satanic ritual live on television. I've been telling
that damn Lady Gaga, always summoning Satan on television. Anyway, we gotta talk about this week's top 5 on the internet's favorite playlist for new goth music. Coming in at number 1, we got Edges with Tragic. This one's got a real pop punk feel to it, which I really like. The guitarist does a whole lot of alternate picking, and this kind of alternate picking I refer to as Tom DeLonging. So we're calling this genre Blinkwave. Coming in at number 2, we have No Future with their cover of Elliott Smith's Needle in the Hay. I really enjoyed hearing an Elliott Smith song in a more post-punk context. I think it makes it a whole lot more listenable, so add it to your playlist. Coming in at number 3, we got Blood Grenade with Thin Blue Noose. I've been promoting Blood Grenade for a little bit now. If there's one thing I can tell you about them, they are sick of these damn cops. So if you like industrial music and hate cops, add this to your playlist. Coming in at number 4, we got Nick Rilland, Reflex, and OC Martinez with Dimension. This is another one of those synthy rock jams that comes up right next to being synthcore, but doesn't quite get there, but it's still heavy nonetheless. Got lots of screams in there. I love it. Add it to your playlist. And last but not least, at number 5, we got Red or Moon with Current Heartbeat. Been a while since I've had Red or Moon on. They've always had a laid-back, mellow vibe, and you can expect the exact same thing from this song right here. So if you plan on making some babies this weekend, put this song on your playlist. Thank you all for watching. If you're an artist with a song that you would like placed on the internet's favorite playlist for new goth music, send me one DM on Instagram. Thank you.
Don't be scared.
when you do these live Q&As is some of them are very silly. So we got one. Mark, are the allegations true that you are secretly a lizard? I'm gonna have to go.
Well, here we are, guys, Hotel Vegas on this lovely warm spring evening. You know, I can't help but notice, usually around this time of year, there's a whole lot of insects flying around, but there doesn't really seem to be a whole lot this year. I wonder if there's something eating them. Anyway, our final artist of the night is going to be ROSEGARDEN Funeral Party. I've known this band for years and years, and I've seen so many different incarnations of it. Right now, it's just Leah Lane and Dean. ROSEGARDEN really does work as a two-piece because Leah's got one of the most distinct voices in the scene, and Dean is probably the best drummer. I'll also try to see them every chance I get because I just adore Leah. I've known her about as long as I've been running this page, so since about 2018. Well, here it is, guys. Here is their performance at South by Southwest. Hope you enjoy. Well, that's going to do it for this week, guys. Tune in next week to find out what happened with all those insects that are not flying around. I'm sure it's nothing. I'm sure nothing's eating them. But if you're an artist with a song you would like placed on the internet's favorite playlist for new goth music, or have a song you would like some content made for, hit me up. We'll get something made for you. Thank you all for watching.